Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. These words, spoken by Steve Jobs, echo across decades. A reminder that life is fragile, precious, and every moment we waste is gone forever. Steve Jobs was more than a tech icon. He was a visionary, a man who dared to dream differently, to challenge the world, and to challenge himself. From a small garage in California, he built one of the most influential companies in history, Apple. A company that transformed how we communicate, work, and create. Yet, beyond the devices, the innovation, and the fame, Jobs' real legacy lies in his philosophy of life. The way he thought, the way he chose to live, the lessons he left behind for anyone seeking purpose, courage, and success. Today, we'll explore 3 powerful lessons from Steve Jobs' life, lessons that can inspire you to follow your passion, embrace failure as a teacher, and live each day with urgency and purpose. So, ask yourself, are you truly living your own life? Or are you following a path someone else laid out for you? Because the secret to success and the secret to a meaningful life might just be waiting for you in the choices you make today. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 in San Francisco, California. A child given up for adoption, raised by a loving family, yet from the very beginning he seemed destined to challenge the ordinary. He wasn't a typical student. He often clashed with teachers, frustrated by traditional ways of learning. But he had a vision, a spark in his mind that would not be extinguished. In a small garage in Los Altos, California, he co-founded Apple alongside his friend Steve Wozniak. With little money, little experience, but unlimited passion, they began a journey that would change the world forever. Jobs wasn't just a businessman. He was a dreamer, a perfectionist, a man who believed that technology should serve people, not the other way around. He faced failure early, being fired from the very company he created. But even in exile, he didn't give up. He founded NXT and Pixar, turning setbacks into stepping stones, proving that failure can be the gateway to even greater success. Steve Jobs' life was a testament to one truth. Success is not only measured by wealth or fame, it is measured by courage, vision, and the willingness to live life on your own terms. And that's exactly what we can learn from him. Not just how to make products or companies or money, but how to live with purpose, passion, and relentless determination. We live in a world full of noise. Endless notifications, deadlines, meetings, a constant push to compare ourselves to others, to chase success, wealth, and recognition. We scroll through lives that are curated, filtered, and perfected, while our own dreams quietly wait on the sidelines. We are told what to do, how to live, which career to choose, which path to follow, and in the process, we lose touch with our own passions, our own purpose. We fear failure. We fear making the wrong choice. So we play it safe, we conform, we settle, and slowly, our unique spark dims. Steve Jobs faced this problem too. Society told him to follow the rules, to accept the conventional path, but he refused. He chose to follow his own vision, to risk failure in pursuit of what he truly believed in. The problem today is the same. We live in abundance, yet feel restless. We have more tools, more opportunities, more connections than ever, and yet, we often feel empty, distracted, and unfulfilled. Jobs' life reminds us that the solution is not to fight the world, but to fight the inner tendencies that hold us back, to focus, to take risks, and to live intentionally instead of just reacting to the noise around us, because the difference between an ordinary life and a truly extraordinary one is the courage to live your own path. Steve Jobs believed that passion is the fuel for greatness. He often said, "The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Not what someone else expects of you, not what society tells you is safe or profitable, but what truly ignites your heart." Jobs' life was a testament to this truth. He dropped out of college, not because he lacked intelligence, but because he wanted to follow his curiosity, to explore what really mattered to him. He poured his energy into Apple, Macintosh, and later Pixar, not for fame, not for money, but because he loved creating, because he believed in changing the world through innovation. Following your passion is not always easy. It may feel uncertain, risky, even impossible at times. But Jobs showed us that the greatest breakthroughs come from those who dare to follow what they love, Who refuse to settle for a life that feels empty or ordinary? Passion crée persistance. Passion drives creativity. Passion allows you to wake up every morning, excited to face challenges, and willing to push past failure, doubt, and fear. So, ask yourself today, what is the one thing that excites you? The one thing you cannot stop thinking about? The answer might be the key to your greatest work and your most fulfilled life. Because, as Steve Jobs proved, success is not measured by titles or money. It is measured by the courage to pursue what sets your soul on fire. Steve Jobs' journey was far from perfect. In 1985, he faced a moment that could have broken anyone. He was fired from the very company he created. A devastating blow, a public failure, a personal heartbreak. But Jobs didn't see it as the end. Instead, he saw it as a beginning. He founded Nexty, a new company fueled by creativity and innovation. He invested in Pixar, turning a struggling studio into a global animation powerhouse. And eventually, he returned to Apple, stronger, wiser, and ready to transform the world once again. What can we learn from this? Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to rethink, and to come back stronger. Jobs understood that fear of failure is what holds most people back. We hesitate, we doubt, we play it safe. But courage is built in the moments when we embrace the unknown. So, when you face rejection, disappointment, or mistakes, remember Steve Jobs. Remember that sometimes being pushed out of your comfort zone is the very thing that propels you toward your greatest achievements. Failure is a teacher, a guide, and, if you allow it, a gateway to true success, because as Jobs showed us, the path to greatness is rarely a straight line. It is paved with mistakes, lessons, resilience, and unwavering determination. Steve Jobs often reminded us of a simple yet profound truth. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. Life is fleeting, time is limited, and every day we waste, we can never reclaim. Jobs lived with a sense of urgency. He focused on what truly mattered. He didn't get distracted by petty conflicts or meaningless tasks. He poured his energy into creating, innovating, and leaving a lasting impact. Living with purpose means asking yourself every day, am I spending my time on what matters most? Am I following my passion, embracing challenges, and taking risks? Or am I letting fear, doubt, or conformity dictate my life? Jobs' message is clear. Don't wait for the right moment. Don't postpone your dreams for someday. The perfect time may never come. Live intentionally, live boldly, prioritize what ignites your soul. Because when you live with purpose, every choice becomes meaningful, every action has weight, and every moment becomes a chance to create something extraordinary. Steve Jobs teaches us that success and fulfillment are inseparable from urgency and purpose. We cannot merely drift through life. We must seize it. We must design it. We must live it fully every single day. So, what can we learn from the life of Steve Jobs? First, follow your passion. Do what sets your soul on fire, even if the path seems uncertain. Second, embrace failure. Every setback is not the end. It is a lesson, a stepping stone, a chance to grow stronger. And third, live with purpose and urgency. Time is limited, life is fleeting, and every moment is an opportunity to make a difference. Steve Jobs didn't just create products. He created a philosophy, a way of approaching life that reminds us, you are the architect of your own destiny. You hold the power to choose your path, your work, and your impact. Imagine if each of us lived like this. If we pursued what we love, learned from our failures, and lived intentionally, what could we achieve? How different would our world look? The truth is, the lessons of Steve Jobs are not distant, nor are they reserved for the elite. They are for anyone willing to think differently, act boldly, and live fully. So today, take a moment to reflect. What is your passion? What failure can teach you? How will you make your life matter? Because, like Steve Jobs showed us, life is too short to live on autopilot. Choose courage. Choose vision. Choose to live a life that leaves a mark, not just on the world, but on your own heart.